What's going on, guys? Just going to be breaking down my trade outlook for today. I'm trading XU, which is gold. So I'm just going to run you through what I look for when I'm reviewing my charts and just let you know what I'm looking for today. So we'll start here on the daily time frame. So four key things that I looked for on this time frame. All right. The first thing is I always want to know where is the current daily candle headed? Is it bullish or is it bearish? The reason that's important to me is because I trade with that direction. That immediately gives me an edge so I can trade with the higher time frame. So in this case, I just marked out the bottom of this daily candle because once price breaks below this level, then it will be bearish. As long as it's above it, it's going to be bullish. So that's the first thing I mark out. All right. The next thing that I look at are the closest support and resistances. For those of you that don't know, a support is known as a price floor, and a resistance is basically a price ceiling. So all that means is I'm just looking for levels where price is tapping into multiple times. That will serve as an area of rejection, either when price goes up and reaches that area, or when price drops down and rejects it. All right. So the first thing that stuck out to me was this area right here, this resistance area. And the reason why is if we zoom in here and we look at how many taps and touches and rejections happened at this area, it's a lot, right? So this daily candle, first it opened up here, came up here, and then rejected that area. Candle before, rejection, 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 rejection. Um, this candle here closed above, but then, like I said, the next four candles rejected this daily area. If we go look even further to the left, price came up to this level. Price came all the way up here but failed to close above this area. Same story with the next candle, the next candle, and the next candle. The bodies of these candles are respecting this level right around 2030. And we look to the left, it's the same story, right? We got a resistance here, support formed here, resistance here. So that's what I'm looking for when I'm looking for price ceilings and price floors, also known as um, resistances and supports. So that's the first thing. The next level that I look for is if price did break above this daily resistance, where is it headed to next? On the daily time frame, it would be right here for the same reason. We see price got here, rejected this area. Candle could not close above it. Came all the way up, closed below next candle, tried to make a top wick, closed below. Same story to the left. And then when I look for a support, I see, okay, if price goes bearish, goes to the downside, where is it most likely to come? To me, it's somewhere in here, right? You could place it here. Um, and the only reason I didn't is because this candle here yesterday came all the way down here. So I know when I dropped the lower time frame, there's a good chance that I could adjust my support to around this level. But either of those levels is fine. That's what I look for from the daily. Let's move on to the 4 hour. So on the 4 hour, key thing I got from the 4 hour was this area right here, which is called consolidation, or some people would say it's ranging. All that means is that there's no real direction here. As you can see, we have candles going up, we have candles going down. There's no real direction on where the candles are going, right? You can't really form any sort of bias. So when candles are ranging like that or they're in consolidation, sometimes it's a good idea to stay out and just wait for price to actually establish a direction so that you can trade that direction and that trend rather than trying to guess, oh, is price going to come up here and reject it? Is it going to come down here and reject? Is it just going to stay within here? So key thing I got from the 4 hour was that price was ranging in here. So I want to stay out of this personally. And then we have a 4 hour support, which means for any sells, I'm going to wait for price to break this area. And for any buys, I at least am going to wait for price to break this area, right? So now let's drop down to, let's just go to the 30-minute because that's actually the time frame that I'll be executing on. So as we can see, like I said, in this time frame, there's no real direction, right? You see price go up, then down, then up, then down. And then it looks like it's going up, then closes back in the range, and then it goes back down and then up. So there's no real direction, so I won't be trading in that area. So as I mentioned, I do trade with the daily direction. So right now, because I know that price is above this line. If we look at the daily, right, price is above this line. So the daily is currently bullish. So there's a couple scenarios that that could play out that I would execute on. The first scenario is if we get a candle closing above this area or above around 2030, and then we get this level retested. So if we get a close above this level, and then this level is respected by a bearish candle, and then price continues bullish, and it would look something like this, then that's a buy I would consider taking. And I would take partials definitely around here at that 30-minute resistance and also around here, right? Um, you could potentially take a trade in here, right? It looks like price might be breaking out of there now, but that's only a 17 pip range, 18 pip range. So for me, that's just there's not enough meat on the bone for me to justify risking money to try and catch this little piece in between here. I'd rather wait until we get a clearer break of this daily resistance, which again you can see right here. I'd rather wait until we get a break of this level here, and then we see this level respected, and then continue bullish. So that's what I'd be waiting for on the upside. On the downside, what I would need to see is a 30-minute candle close below this 4-hour support, which is around the 2023 level. So I would need a 30-minute to somehow close below here. After it closes, the following candle would have to do one of two things. Either one, give us a top wick to retest this area and then continue bearish. That would be one. The second thing it could do is if we get a 30-minute close below here, if we get the next candle, which is a bullish candle, if it tries to close above here but fails to, and the body closes below this level, and then we get some of that candle's lows being broken, then that's a sell that I would entertain, and I would take partials around here for sure. All right, so that's what I'm looking for today. The next thing that we just want to do very quickly is look to see if there's any major fundamental data coming out today. Today's Tuesday. This is Atlantic Standard Time, so it's an hour ahead of Eastern Standard Time. Just keep that in mind. But I'm trading, as I said, gold, which is based off the US dollar. So the only US news that I see here today is this tentative news, which is a yellow folder in regards to economic optimism. So I'm not expecting that to really move the market at all. And then we have an FOMC member speaking at 1 p.m. I'll be done trading by then. I trade usually 7:30 Eastern to 10 a.m. Eastern, so that won't impact me. So looking clear from a fundamental perspective, shouldn't be too much expected that will move the market heavily in terms of fundamental data. So yeah, again, those are my two scenarios. I want to see either a break and retest above 2030 to the upside. At that point, daily will be in our direction. Daily will also be creating, it's breaking its own highs, and I could definitely see us getting a bullish move. And then the other scenario is if the daily flips bearish, breaks below the 4-hour support that we had mentioned before. And if we get some 30-minute confirmations that show us that price is going to continue in this direction, that's also a trade that I would entertain. So those are my two scenarios for today, guys. I'll let you know how they play out, and hope this helps, and good luck.